Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is my first live stream and I'm just walking along in the Somerset level, on the Somerset levels, or in the Somerset levels, on Tuesday the 3rd of December. And behind me there you've got a spectacular sunset there, whereas the sun's gone down, so I'll turn around and get a bit more light in my face. What's that behind me? Did I just see a star up there? Or is that the moon? Oh, it's the moon. Look at that. Amazing. So we'll keep the moon in the background and my face lighted. I'm sorry, if I put my hands over that maybe, I might lose the... Oh, look, I've got a good morning from a few... Hello, sir. Got a few more people coming through there, so hi there. It's not going to be a long video because I'm just experimenting to see whether I can actually make this work, and it seems I have successfully managed to at least make a live stream, and hopefully more people will come to this later, if not now, because I haven't put any notice that I'm doing this. Good morning, my friend from, where's Olympus, Washington. Oh, bless you. Good morning, and good morning to you. So it's good morning there. It's good evening here. The sun is just setting and the sun is just rising over there. So I wanted to just say that on my channel I've put a link to the live stream that I'm going to set up on the 5th of December in a couple of days, at 7 p.m. going to 9 p.m. In the evening. That's GMT time, especially for you guys in the States, but this really affects us all. What's happening is absolutely massive and unprecedented. I think we all know that. Hi there. I see another hi David coming through there, so bless you. I'm just seeing these links coming through, and look at that. Oh, great to see a few people are tuning in. So I'm going to ask a favor, because I'm going to do this talk on Jupiter ascending, and I just did a discussion with Steve Olson from WSO, and we did a couple of videos, and Bobby was there from Relentless Maverick as well, and so we brought about a discussion discussing this. And you can imagine, coming from someone like Steve Olson, especially who's come from a Christian perspective, to suddenly finally start seeing, hello there Mr. Dobbs, hi there. Hi, great to see people are kind of coming in and just checking out. But it's great to see that Steve Steve's a remarkable type of Christian, because he's the type of Christian who can question. He's not dogmatic with it, and so it's been fantastic working with someone like that who comes from this faith, or who sees himself on this faith, and yet he's got the courage to question the dynamics of the story that we're all in, and we've all got to kind of dig deeper and find find God in all of this within ourselves, not within the pages of the Bible, but within our own hearts. And I'm not coming to this from a Christian perspective. I'm trying to come to this from an astronomical perspective. But obviously I bring in a lot of some real kind of celestial wonder into this whole matrix, as we all are. But it was a good interview with WSO. Thank you for saying that. I can't quite see the names of people. I can see your messages that come up. I can't, even with my glasses on this tiny screen, I can barely see the actual names. There, Dobbsy. Hey, I can. Oh, there's someone in the UK, I believe there. But thank goodness for that. They've got people in the UK as well. Because we're having this whole election thing coming here on the 12th, and remember that's the 12th of December. That's the full moon. And you saw what happened one day before the new moon. 1.5 days we had the big earthquake in where was it? Armenia and Crete, 6.4 and a 6.1. So it's reached Europe, and we didn't discuss it in the last video with WSO, but Carlos Skywatcher has put an incredible shot up, and we're understanding that it's one of these kind of what people are calling the Dobbs object sort of shot, just like we saw on the 17th of August 2017. He's put an epic shot of it, but I can't seem to find it. But hopefully Steve's going to put that up again, because we went through it once, and then we did it again, because the whole thing was just a bit all over the place the first time we did it, and we were all just so sensationally shocked when we started all discussing that we kind of had to redo the recording and sort of take stock of the whole thing, because it was just basically we all blew each other's minds in the first discussion. I was blowing sort of like Bobby and Steve's mind. Bobby was kind of blowing our minds, and Steve was blowing Bobby and my minds. It was just like this absolutely crazy discussion where we're all coming to the same place. We're all seeing the same things. We're all all arriving at the same point on our long journeys, whether you're coming via GSM, whether you're coming from it from an astronomical position, whether you're coming from a climatic, a seismic, doesn't matter whether you're coming back to the 2012 kind of sunspots, which is actually really GSM anyway, it doesn't matter where you're coming from this, we're all looking at the same thing, the same patterns, this same Jupiter kind of these movements. And of course Galileo called it Jupiter. I was going to change my hand there because it's just like, whoa, one of the downsides. You need one of those little selfie sticks, don't I? But I forgot what I just said there, that last comment I made. Anyway, that's drifted from me. Anyway, let's get back to the date. What's actually happening here, there's absolutely no elections here. The guy who's going to theoretically ring, because it's mostly landed gentry in Wales, basically. The whole thing's just farmlands with, a few kind of towns in there, but it's mostly landed gentry, and they're pretty much probably going to go for the whole conservative thing. And if this place goes conservative, and they're kind of, the guy they've put up is this guy called James Heapy, and there's no hustings in town to mention whatsoever, and anything there is are all private. They're just like, the whole thing is a massive fix-up. It's all being done. These people are terrified to go out. James Heapy, the guy that came straight from the army to run for government, came straight out of the military defence to run for government in pretty much the last election, I think. And where I kind of launched when I run for government myself in that election, and I tried to bring as much colour, and I was kind of, my manifesto was a miracle. And when I was asked in the one of the hustings, the only hustings they did, I said they said, well, something like it was how are you going to make a miracle happen? And I said, sorry, what do you mean? And they said, well, your manifesto is a miracle. And I was like, yeah, a miracle, yeah. And they said, well, how are you going to make a miracle happen? And I said, sorry, I misunderstand. I don't really quite get what you mean. And they were like, well, if your manifesto is a miracle, does that mean you're going to manifest a miracle? And I was like, no, sorry, I just got to get this kind of, can we just get the dictionary grammatics of this correct? It's sort of like a miracle is a welcome event that can't be scientifically explained and can't be man-made. And so, and there was silence in the room as if this is going nowhere. And then I just said, oh my God, you're giving me that John Lydon look. Never trust a hippie. In a kind of very woeful manner. And then I looked at the audience and I looked to James Heapy that I was sitting right next to. This was the only hustings I went to in that election. James Heapy sitting next to me, and I just said, or is it never trust a hippie? For 500 quid, that was worth it. I mean, that's how much it costs to run in the election and have a voice where you can stand with these politicians when they just come out with these lines, this kind of like this neuro-linguistic programming, their program where they say one thing and you always know. When Tony Blair says, we don't want to go to war with Iraq, what does he mean? What does he mean exactly, to the word, to the letter? So this is my chance of getting involved, but unfortunately there's no media, there's no hustings. I've paid 500 quid, I get nothing for that money. It seems I'm going to do this talk at the town hall, I've put the word out, none of the papers, well, apart from one, the Voice, the Wales Voice has put a very small bit, 200 words, I sent them, that's about the only bit of coverage I've got, and so whatever I can do to get that message out there that we're going to do this talk, and whatever you can do to help me promote that in any way. I mean, if you say you're into bikes or something like that, maybe you could get in contact. You could go through the directory of what's in Wales, Glastonbury, Shepton Mallet area, and send an email to someone in your own industry in this area and say, listen, I'm going to send you this link to this vid. You should go to this guy's show. Check out the link in my video. What I'll do is I'll paste it in afterwards for the show so you can get involved on that night. I'd love to see your comments, feed into it, try and get involved, try and put the word out. We're not coming up on any of the algorithms. You see the type of views that we're getting, whether those are legit views, I don't know. Maybe people, to me, we're all coming to an incredible place with this. We can see every part of the pattern now. We've learned so much, and we're all looking at this with kind of new eyes. Just got to try and change my hands again. Next time you see me, I'm going to have a selfie stick. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow, I'm going to also say for tomorrow, it's Wednesday, I'm going to go to, there is a talk by this woman called Tessa Munt, who's the Liberal Democrat candidate, and I think that's about the only person who's actually going to be doing a public, opening themselves for scrutiny and debate, other than myself on Thursday. Everyone else is just hiding away from the general public in case they come and boo them. I mean, this is the state of British politics. We are watching a whole democratic process being done through absolute bullshit propaganda, television networks pretending to be the people and driving the people into these things and just pushing any real voices out, anything that's not kind of like backing people coming, I don't want to say some of the nastiest things I was about to say then. If you read my mind, I'm just not even going to say it, because I was going to say some pretty dreadful things then, and I just thought, let's keep it above the table at least in this process, and let those who want to go below the table in all this, but let's just be the best people we can in all this. But again, so tomorrow afternoon, let's say, I don't know what time I just said, but let's say 4 o'clock GMT time, I'm going to do another live stream, but I'm going to have my new camera, my new microphone, I'm going to have the timeline that I've put up and a few systems in place. I'm just going to do a practice run with you and do another promotion of this event for the day after, which will be the 5th, but that will be tomorrow GMT at 4 p.m, so it'll be early morning time for you guys in America, but and I'll be able to get a little bit of an audience for potentially tomorrow, and we'll just have a practice run with the timeline, and you guys can comment on it and what you feel, and help me promote it in any which way you can. But we're coming to a new place with this, aren't we? I can feel it. We're coming to a new place with this. We all are, and we've all just got to be in our heart center through this, and be in that space. That's the most powerful space to be. Don't go into their anger. Don't go into their hate. Don't go into all their divide and everything. Just be in the best possible state you can. I see all the lovely comments coming through. So, that's that crazy moon. It's all over the place at the moment, isn't it? Those shots that Steve and Bobby showed in the last show, though, where you see what looks like a mass bright light behind the moon. I mean, that was just awesome. I don't know if you saw that, but anyway, I shall go through after this and check all these comments out and a little bit more. And again, thank you for commenting here. And like I say, if any way you can help me spread this word, anything you can think you can do to drive some traffic and get this. Get this message out there that we're going to do this big talk and we're going to present effectively the Galileo timeline, and this is going to be to the Glastonbury people that haven't seen any of this. So this is going to be brand new data. Think about all you guys that have been following this in all your different ways, and you've seen it go in so many different ways. We've all touched this kind of wall of belief and having to move through it and start adjusting our own mechanics of what's going on to start seeing beyond this Copernicus system, this outdated lie that we've been living in, which has blinded us from the world and universe that we've been living in. Imagine if we could do everything differently. Imagine if this whole earth could take a massive quantum leap now in consciousness, where we, in one of my writing processes, when I was locked up in the mountains, I had opened up this narration with, if you like, my higher self. To me it was God, but it's my higher self. And I said, when do we open my eyes? And it was like here, I was staring at the screen going through this incredible process, and the answer I got was very difficult. And I said, why is it so difficult to open your eyes? And it said, try now. And I said, but my eyes are open. How do you open? I'll leave you with that thought, and I hope you put it in your calendar. Please do everything you can to help me on that. Everything you can. Send out that video that I've made with the sort of like the science of building nuclear power stations on fault lines and tsunami hotspots. I mean, come on, guys, I am standing right in the wake of what was carved out by a massive tsunami, and probably repeated tsunamis because of the geographical location of where this great. I'm standing in the sea. The Sea of Avalon. Okay, the sea's been drained out by the Dutch, so they could excavate, and they built a massive dam. But you can understand where I'm standing, and this picture is the same picture all over the globe. There's a nuclear power station beyond the point where the tsunami last struck. Imagine doing that. Imagine building that. Imagine thinking like that. Imagine driven by an agenda like that. What is it? How would someone have power over you to make a decision like that? That is all that we'll discuss. So hopefully I'll see you then, and we'll bring all this to life, and hopefully there'll be a lot more light. And with that, I'll just give you one last little shot of my little sunset, and I'll sound off. Thank you so much. at that. It's beautiful out there, isn't it? It's beautiful lakes, all lakes around here. And that's the Mendips up there. You probably can't see that now, but that's the Mendips up there that surrounds us, this whole basin. And over there, it's probably too dark for you to see, but that's Glastonbury Tor. And the water literally lapped all around that. I'm in the lake now, the Sea of Avalon. Take care. Thank you so much for joining me for this little one. And yeah, please help me get this out there. All the love in the world. Bye-bye.